Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is episode 321 of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call it Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Today is June the 29th, 2021 at the time of this recording. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in. How are you? Man, I'll tell you what, everybody, it's a very exciting time. I'll tell you, you know why? We are wide open, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it is the best time to be alive right now, to make money for yourself, to be an entrepreneur, to pursue your goals, to pursue your dreams. You know, you can do what you want to do, make as much money as you want. You know, you can, there's no gatekeepers in a whole lot of situations. You know, you may not be CEO of Coke, but who in the HE double hockey sticks wants to be the CEO of Coke anyway? You know what I mean? You can go out there. If you've never been to the Juilliard, you can go be an actor. You can just film yourself. You can upload the videos on YouTube. You can, be a professional broadcaster. Create your own podcast. You can, be a writer. You don't have to go to college for 8 years to become a writer and all that. You just start writing. It's a great time to be out here creating content and, getting yourself known and marketing yourself and just, winning. You don't have to really go to somebody's job or something like that. It's a great time. It's a great time. You see all these. I saw on the news today they was talking about might be a gas shortage because there are less and less gas truck drivers, and I'm like, who wants to do that? That sounds terrible, right, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, no, but these jobs, if they want to get people, they're gonna have to start upping the ante. They're gonna have to start paying people more. They're gonna start giving people better benefits. I'm not saying you have to bend over backwards and kiss nobody's backside, but you can't pay people $7, $6, and then say come to work 365 days a year, and that's not gonna fly. Okay, people don't have to put up with that anymore. People, if you're somebody and you're like, hey, it's sort of like my cousin. He was all in love with this young lady, I guess. And she was on Instagram and she had a big following. And then she was like, come to my OnlyFans. And my cousin said, she's charging $19.99 a month. And I'm like, are you going to go? And my cousin said, I thought about it, but I don't want to spend that kind of money. And he's like, man, I like her, but I don't like her that much. So, if you think about it, let's say you have 500,000 followers or whatever, and let's do the math. I like doing math on this show sometimes. Let's do the math. This is for you. This is for you people. And OnlyFans is not just for porn. So relax your muscles. Okay. Let's say you have a following of 500,000 people. Whether you do jokes, whether you do, whether you show off your body, no matter what you do. Say you have, and 5% of the people come to your OnlyFans. That's 25,000 people. Let's say you charge $19.99 a month. All right. That's $499,000 a month. Now, let's be realistic. Most of the people are not gonna make that much on OnlyFans, but some people are, and that would be cool if you can make 500. If I can make $500,000 a month, I'm so excited about thinking about it. I'm choked up. But if you can make $500,000 a month, whoa. 1, 2, 3 Cancun, me baby. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, create as much content as you want. But one thing I will tell you, be very careful. And that is today's episode. I want you to be careful, ladies and gentlemen, because there's all kinds of content you can create. Whether you are a podiatrist, let's say you're a foot doctor, and you want to start making videos. I see all these chiropractors making these videos using these big hammers and all that and cracking necks, and people seem to like the video and they're starting to get the content out there. And then they get a few celebrities on their, videos, and they're like, hey, this person, I'm cracking his neck, and they're like, you hear all this noise, that's great and everything. You see that kind of content. You see people like we talked about just now, You see women, they're like, hey, this outfit, Fashion Nova, yada, yada, yada. Go click on my link and all this kind of stuff. You see guys, girls doing comedy, people shooting comedy videos, people doing all these reaction videos, a lot of stuff I don't understand, but hey, it's free, it's open season, you know what I mean? And I see another kind of video about, I see these guys, they make these videos now about people being frauds and people being fake gurus and all this stuff. And, I watch some of that stuff sometimes. It's kind of funny. I'm not one to say who's fake, who's not. I don't really care. I'm trying to make my own content. I'm trying to get myself out there, and they said, I saw one guy, he was attacking, Grant Cardone, who's a real estate person who, he's very excitable and likes to take pictures of him on a plane and all that kind of stuff, which, and I always laugh because people are like, how do people fall for this stuff? But it's like, I mean, people are always going to be fascinated about people that are perceived to have money. Like, it's always going to be a fascination, because if you grew up like you and I grew up, I can't speak for you, but I grew up in a little apartment, and around us was other people growing up in the same apartment. So if we had somebody to come to our neighborhood and they pulled up and they was like, I got a private jet, we would everybody in those apartment buildings would have said, walked out, and he'd have said, hey, follow me and I'm gonna show you the way to wealth. We all would have got up, walked right out with him or her, whoever, and we would have said, how did you do it? And they'd have said, just give us $100 and I'll show you the way. Everybody in that apartment building would have gave him $100 right then and on the spot. Boom. Here's my $100. Where's my jet? You know what I mean? So it's not, people are like, how do people fall for that stuff? It's like, it's not, people, when you are in a situation where you are not, because people always say, if you work hard, it's not about working hard. We've all worked hard for a low amount of wages. One of the hardest jobs I ever done is I worked out in the cotton field, chopping the weeds away so the cotton can grow. And that was 12 hours of hot labor, 12 hours, and I made $40. So if you do the math, that's like $3 and something an hour. So, and that was some of the hardest work I've ever done in my life, And I remember I used to work on the farm with my dad, and he would give me $20 for 8 hours of work. And I was working hard, and it's not about working hard. We all work hard. We all work hard. It's about opportunity, some luck, some consistency, some preparation, and so people are, you see yourself working every day, and you see somebody come along and they're like, hey, I got all this money, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, okay, let me find out what's going on. How did you get all this money? So, it's easy for me to see why people fall for it. But if you are going to make that kind of content, and you will get views. Now, I will say this, you will get views, you will get followers, you will get likes, you will get a lot of stuff, you will get YouTube money, because if you post videos about that, if you knock, and you got to go after the big fish, of course. Let's this is not a, you see these guys and they're like, I'm helping the greater good. Come on. Well, you're helping yourself first off. All right, let's all be honest with each other. Everybody, when more people just, hey, you're creating content to help yourself. We talked about this before. Your family already loves you, your wife, your husband, whoever. They like you anyway. It doesn't matter what you do. A lot of times people are like, I'm doing this for myself, I'm doing this for my kids, and it's like, come on, first things, you're doing this for yourself first off. Me, I'm doing this for myself because I want to do something different in my life. I don't want to drive the truck forever and ever and ever. So for me, I create content. I hope you listen. I hope more people listen. I want to gain a big following because I want to do this as the full-time living. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to create content. I want to write. I want to shoot videos. I want to do online marketing, I want to create courses that people will buy. Like, that's the whole goal. Like, I'm not ashamed to say that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, these people, and they do these videos, which I find them, and they're entertaining. Like, I watch some of them, and they're like, they go after the big fish. You go after the Tony Robbins and the Grant Cardones of the world, and like, these guys are frauds, blah, 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 blah. But the one thing that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna knock anybody on the internet, if you're gonna knock anybody in print, you're gonna knock anybody in, videos, on podcasts, make sure that you have legal representation, okay? Before you go out here and do a whole bash fest on anybody, be careful who you're going to bash, because a lot of these people, even though they're hucksters, medicine men, snake oil salesmen, whatever you want to call them, a lot of these people will fight you to the death and sue the pants off of you, and you do not want those headaches. And another thing, a lot of these people will try to take down your content, and you do not want that. Let's say you build a big YouTube channel, you have 200,000 subscribers, and then one day, all of a sudden, boom, your YouTube channel snap, crackle, pop. Boom, it's gone. That would be very annoying. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it wouldn't be good. It would not be good, and you will be upset. And so, I'm just telling you, no matter what line of work you get into, fitness, doesn't matter, medicine, your doctor, nurse, whatever content you create. If you're going to bash somebody, if you're going to knock somebody, you're going to knock a company, be sure you have legal representation. Don't get sued. Do not get sued. You do not want these headaches. You do not want these problems. You do not want to be liable. You do not want to be responsible for any shenanigans. And be sure that even if you're joking around, be sure you make sure you tell them, ladies and gentlemen, this is a joke. Okay? Be sure you figure all this stuff out before you start pinataing the hell out of somebody, okay? Be careful. I want you to be very careful. Be cautious, because these people are going to fight back. These people are going to sue. These people are going to make videos about you, and they're going to try to disparage you. So if you have any skeletons in your closet, be careful. Don't throw stones don't throw stones at a glass house when your house is made of glass itself, okay? Be careful. Be careful out here in the world. People are very sue happy. It is a great time to be alive, but it's also a great time to get sued. People are, these fraudsters, it's sort of like when Lance Armstrong, he was doping, and I mean, it's pretty obvious that he was doping, but he was like, no, I'm not doping, and it's like, it's kind of hard to win 7 Tour de France's in a row, and how are your times getting better the older you get? And so people would ask Lance Armstrong, are you doping? Are you doing this? You doing that? He would viciously attack these people, sue the pants off of them. And, they didn't have the money that Lance Armstrong had, and they would drop the suit or whatever, and you just want to avoid those kind of situations. You want to avoid those headaches. It's like this guy, he mentioned some guy's name, a guru, a quote unquote guru, his name. And apparently the guy got his stuff copyright. What is it? Copyright strike. Yeah, he got that going on him. And I was like, oh man, you can't make the video. Another guy had these cool videos about people. And it was actually like a weekly little segment. And then now he doesn't even have that up. I guess the people probably was like, hey, we're gonna sue the blankety blank off you. So, it's fun and games. It does help you because I mean, I'll be honest with you. The more negative you skew on stuff, a lot of times, the more views you're more likely to get. Because if you're like very negative towards somebody, or you just bash the hell out of somebody, like, you'll get more views. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna just sit here and bash anybody, because I'll be honest with you, I don't keep up with people that much to be knocking them all the time. Like, I wouldn't. It's kind of obsessive to me, and I don't think I would want to do it, because I don't like to talk about the same person over and over, over and over, especially in a negative light. Like, they're doing me good. Yeah, I would talk about them, but if they're doing me, if they're negative, like why would I want to discuss them? But that's just me. That's just how I roll. But you roll how you roll. But I'm just here to tell you this episode's about not getting sued. You don't want to get sued. There's many example you can look up. There's many example that you could check out of people getting sued by other people for slandering, for libel, for all kinds of things. It's sort of like when Hulk Hogan sued the Gawker. The Gawker was talking. I guess they uploaded these videos about Hulk Hogan in not a flattering light, and he sued them for like $200 million. And basically, he got them shut down. And like they couldn't afford the lawsuit, so they had to shut down. And I've seen many a time like an American actor or whatever sued the London Daily or one of those newspapers in London, one of those tabloids for some kind of false, rumor. And it's just like, and we are, the beauty about these times are we all are like little small boats and we all can power up our own boat. We're all entrepreneurs. But the bad part is if somebody sues the pants off of you, you are a small boat. You do not work for the New York Times. You do not work for Time Magazine. Your pockets are not that deep. And if they sue you for millions and millions of dollars, they can shut you down, buddy. And you don't want those problems, okay? So just be careful. Just be careful, I'm not saying to be scared, but I'm saying, get legal representation and think about, the things you say. And, listen, there's plenty of ways you can go around saying there's plenty of ways you can go around saying somebody's name or doing a video about somebody without having to get sued. You can just show their face. You don't have to say their name, because if you don't say their name, then, it's, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm not here to give you any legal advice, but I'm just here to warn you as a friend, as a leader in this online marketing moves community, as the leader of the online marketing moves community. I'm just here to help you out. I do not want you to get sued. I want you to produce as much content as possible. I want you to make as much money as possible. I want all of us to succeed. I want all of us to make it. I want all of us to work for ourselves. I want all of you to be able to travel and do the things that you want to do, whatever you want to do. If you want to sit at home, scratch your belly all day, that's what I want you to do. But at the same time, I do not want you to get sued. I do not want you to have to, fight in court forever and ever, any of this kind of stuff. So, this is just a warning. Be careful because people are getting more and more, sued. People are, people will sue you. People will block you. People will report you. People are snitching. Snitching is real out here, man. People are snitching more and more and more. And I just want you to be careful. I don't want you to fall into the pitfalls of that kind of stuff. I want you to flourish. But at the same time, I want you to be careful about getting the pantsuit off of you. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the podcast today. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, why haven't you told a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that this is the greatest podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies? Share with your friends, share with your family. This weekend is a holiday for the people here, the 4th of July. 4th of July. Anyway. Hey, man, I don't know, man. 4th of July, the celebration of independence, 1776. 1776. Some of my family members probably were still slaves, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tell a friend to tell a friend about the greatest podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. We are only getting better. We are closing in on the first year of this here podcast. I'm glad you listened. I'm glad you're a part of the show. If you want to email the show, feel free to email the show. If you haven't emailed the show, why haven't you already emailed me at tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com? Let me know what you think. And we'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.